Hello, guys. Welcome to Job Easy. Today, we're gonna talk about software quality assurance. We're also gonna talk about the industry, about the salaries, about what we do at work, about what we can offer you, and of course, the career and job market overview, and much, much more. Um, During the first hour, I will basically tell you more about QA. And the second hour, the first 30 minutes, we're going to have a lesson about quality assurance. And the last 30 minutes, we're going to leave for questions where I and our teachers going to answer your questions. So let's start. Is this course for you? So, guys, this uh, career is for people that want to get a job in tech. You are looking to get a job within the next 2 to 4 months, and you are available to work in the United States. It means that you have work authorization or a green card or citizenship, and you don't have any restrictions and you don't need any kind of sponsorships. All right? You also need to be proficient in English. So you need to speak and write and read English. The better is your English, probably it's going to be easier for you and faster to get a job. But as long that people understand you and you understand others and you don't have any communication problems, you're going to be all right. Also very important to remember that you need to be ready to accept 70 to 100K job offer, because that's pretty much what you should expect after this 1 month course. Of course, as long as you are ready to search for the job, which usually takes between 2, 3, 4 months, uh, as long as you follow our instructions, of course. Awesome. What you don't need? Well, guys, you don't need any technical background. You don't need computer science degree or development skills. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to know programming languages. You don't need, you actually don't even need to learn it if you decide to stay in the manual testing and you decide to stay in the range of 70 to 100K. Okay? If you would like to move forward and make much more than 100K, that's definitely going to be a good idea. But for this course, for manual testing, for 70 to 100K, you don't need any development skills. Also, you don't need to buy any equipment as long you can watch the lesson, as long as you can listen to this lesson, you're fine. All right? Great. Now, guys, what is quality assurance? Long story short, we make sure that requirements are implemented and we basically uh, assure that we deliver a quality product to our customers. So, for example, if a designer designs the product, it could be a web site, it could be a mobile application, okay, that everybody uses. So someone designs it, someone creates it, develops it like a developer, and someone is testing it like us, the testers, the QA engineers, right? We are making sure that everything looks, works, and feels good. That's our job. So why people choose a career in QA? So QA stands for quality assurance, not for questions and answers. So according to Indeed.com, the annual salary for QA jobs ranges from 54,000 to 105,000 across the nation, which means that you can make a good salary in this industry. But we're gonna teach you how to make much more than the average, because it's just the ranges, and we're gonna make sure that we're gonna prepare you to sound, look, and answer interview questions and pass interviews much better than the average job seeker. That's why you will be able to get 70 to 100K. We're going to show you soon more examples of salaries across the US and what kind of salaries you should expect in your area. By the way, please write in the chat below where you're from, which city, okay, and state. Awesome. So, the benefits of QA jobs. It's very easy to learn. You don't need programming languages or programming skills. The compensation is very, very, very nice. The stress level are usually very low, and you don't need a computer science degree. It's a shortcut into the IT world, and there are opportunities for career growth. So if you want to move forward, you will definitely have those opportunities. If you want to become more technical, you will go into automation and you will make much more than 100K. If you want to go to leadership to become a lead or maybe in the future a manager, you also usually have this opportunity if you want it. This course is going to teach you how to become a manual tester, a software QA engineer on the level of manual testing, which is going to allow you to get 70 to 100K. Now, also, since recently, you can work remotely. Before, it was something rare. Right now, I guess 95% of QA engineers are working remotely. And of course, our graduates that are getting jobs, they are getting remote jobs and they are getting the devices and the equipment sent to them and they just work from home, and that's super awesome. And also it opens new opportunities for those that didn't want to apply before to other areas, to other cities, to other states. Now you can apply everywhere across the country because the job going to be remote. And of course, there's a lot of QA jobs around the United States. Let me show you how it actually looks like. If we go to dice.com, we're going to see right now in Chicago, Illinois, 525 positions. Whoa, we have a lot of messages. Let's see. Portland, India, wow. Seattle, Richmond, Florida, Texas, California, New York, Atlanta, LA, wow. Seattle, Texas, nice. Cool. San Francisco. Okay, so let's see. If we go to San Francisco, for example, boom, we see 754 positions right now. And that's only 50 miles around. If we put 100 miles, we're probably going to see more positions. All right, so that's San Francisco area. Let's go to Denver, Colorado, for example. By the way, I recommend everyone to go after the lesson or tomorrow to see his area. If you see more than 200 positions, it means that there are a lot of jobs in your area. Let's go to Seattle. Boom. Almost 500 positions. New York. Boom. 754 positions. What we had there, Dallas, Texas, I think. Dallas, Texas. Boom. 579. Houston, Texas. Probably less. Let's see. Boom. 370. Okay. Austin, Texas. Boom. You want to see Atlanta, Georgia? Oh, we have usually a lot of jobs there. Let's see. Almost 500. And of course, you know, North Carolina, and you will have a lot of jobs in North Carolina as well, and many other areas and cities. I just don't want to waste your time much. You can go and explore it and see how it looks. So guys, I'm not claiming that all of those jobs gonna be 100% fit to you. I actually sure that Many of those jobs will not fit you, but we don't care. Why? Because we just need you to get one job. And those numbers are showing approximately how big is the demand for QA. Now, maybe 70 positions of those that we're going to see here going to be asking you for more. They're going to be asking you for automation, Selenium, WebDriver, Python, and many other words that you don't know. But I can tell you from experience that 70% or 60% of those jobs will not need any of it. They will just be looking for manual QA engineers. How we know that? Because they're going to offer you 80K, 85K, 90K, 95K, maybe 100K. Someone who knows automation, someone who knows Java, Python, Selenium will never work for less than 105, 110K. Okay? If you know someone who knows automation, just ask him if he would work for less. All right? So that's how it works. Many times the company just copy paste positions and they just put their things that are not relevant. So we're going to teach you how to apply to as much as possible positions related to QA, and eventually you will get out of it many interviews which will transfer into real job offers. Now let's talk about the salaries. By the way, besides Dice, I highly recommend for job search to use glassdoor.com. For example, when I search in San Jose right now, I can see more than 3,000 positions. Wow, that's crazy. It's a lot. Let's go to any other city. Okay, you know what? Before we gonna do that, because we already saw that there are a lot of positions around, and it's only 25 miles. If I make it 50 miles, it's gonna be even more. Whoa, a lot of positions, and it's not only in the Silicon Valley; it's across the country, around the big cities. So let's go here, and I want you to get familiar with the website glassdoor.com. It's gonna show you average salaries in the U.S. for different professions. So if we choose, instead of jobs, we choose salaries and search, we're gonna see that the average salary for software QA engineer is $80,000. Now this is the average. As I mentioned before, we're gonna prepare you much better than the average. You will be prepared to make more. So in San Jose area, our graduates are making, some of them are making 70, some of them are making 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, and in San Jose, we have even much more. But let's not talk about San Jose. Let's go to other areas. Let's go to New York, for example. So New York gonna show you a lower salary, for example, $63,000. But our graduates in New York are making 70, 80, 90, and 100K. Okay? So they don't care about the average because they are prepared much better than the average. Same goes to San Francisco, or you will see a lower salary, but our graduates are making up to 100K in San Francisco. If we go to Miami, for example, in Miami, the average gonna show you probably a low salary of 57,000, but our graduates are making 70, 75, and we recently had also 80K in Miami. Why? Because our graduates are prepared better. If we go to Seattle, we also gonna see average salary of 64,000, but our graduates are making 70, 75, 80, 90, and 100K. So the average doesn't really matter to you. It might matter to, I don't know, statistics books, but not for our graduates. We're gonna teach you how to better sell yourself, how to be confident, how answering the interview questions, asking what you really worth, and of course, being very well prepared. All right, so that's regarding the salaries. By the way, regarding the chat, I will open the chat soon for everyone to ask questions. I just don't want to distract you, and I know that it distracts you in the beginning. So let's focus on today's lesson. And once we're going to be covering the material that we want to bring to you, we will open the chat for your, of course, public questions where we're going to answer them. All right? Awesome. Cool. So let's get back to our presentation. So remember I told you that this job is stress-free. So it's not just because I think so, it's because there is a big article on Forbes about the happiest jobs in the United States. And guess what? QA is one of top 2 happiest jobs. Why? Because stress-free, great compensation, no need in a computer science degree. All right? Highly recommended. So, by the way, regarding Forbes, just recently, for those of you, for example, I know that some of you are speaking Russian, so you can go to Forbes and you can see a big article about us helping people getting jobs in the United States and our story of Job Easy. So if you speak Russian, I highly recommend you to read this article. If you don't worry. I'm sure that soon we're going to have article on the English version as well. So regarding the job titles, this profession actually has a lot of different names. Some going to call it quality assurance engineer. Someone going to call it software test engineer, software QA engineer, QA analyst, QA tester, manual tester, functional tester, UI tester, black box tester, test analyst, quality engineer. It's talks in most cases about exactly same kind of job. For example, when I worked at Apple, my job title was software QA engineer of second degree, but I was doing totally manual testing job. Before that, at Intel, my title was test engineer, but I was doing manual testing like any QA analyst or functional tester or manual tester or QA tester, okay? So those names, in most cases, they're talking about same kind of responsibilities, about same kind of job. Not always, but in most cases, it's the same kind of job, especially if they're gonna pay you less than 100K, it's gonna be most likely manual testing job. Cool. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about us. QA course by Job Easy. We have intensive practical training from industry experts. I'm going to show you our teachers soon and their story. We going to have internship with references that will really help your resume. What it means is after this 1 month of program where we're going to prepare you for the industry, we're going to teach you the theory, the terminology, we're going to prepare you for the interview questions, and we're going to prepare you for the job. After this 1 month program, you will join the internship, which you're gonna be doing also a couple hours a day. You don't need to spend all day there. You can be there 2 hours, 3 hours, minimum 2. And I recommend to spend there at least 2 weeks. You need more time, not a problem. We would love to help. But 2 weeks gonna be more than enough for you to learn everything you need, like to write bug reports, execute test cases, to create test cases, to use Jira, to use TestRail, to attend stand-up meetings, to use Slack for communication, to work in a team, to communicate with your manager or lead, and much, much more. So you don't only get this course where we teach you, you're also going to have a practical experience which gonna not only prepare you better for the job, but also gonna make your resume and LinkedIn looks much more look much more attractive, because nobody really likes to hire people without experience, and you definitely gonna have enough experience to get yourself 70K plus jobs. So you also gonna have a solid resume in LinkedIn. We're gonna help you with editing those resumes. We're gonna help you to make it individual. We're gonna have at least 20 different types of resumes, different bullets, different internships, different companies that you're gonna have. We don't want you to have same companies all the time. We are trying to bring more and more different products and companies to the internships to get you more diverse experience. And of course, we don't want everyone to look the same. We want you to be individual. We want you to have different companies. We don't want all of the graduates to have same resumes, same bullets, and same companies. So we are taking care of that as well. Also, we're going to prepare you for the job interview. We're going to have mentors that going to work with you after you graduate the program. They're gonna make sure that you're on the right path. They're gonna prepare you for the interview. They're gonna tell you and focus you, and they will also test your skills and tell you how you sound and help you improve it. Also, we're gonna have assistance with job application. Basically, who will need us to help him apply for jobs, we would love to do that as well, because your success is our success. Also, we're going to have graduate meetings without extra charge every Saturday after you graduate this 1 month program, where we're going to answer your questions and we're going to share with you tips, tricks, and we're going to support you till the victory. Now, we have a guarantee because you pay us only after you get a job in tech, except the 700 application fee, which you pay before starting the course. After that, you don't pay us anything until you get the job in tech. All right? So we're going to be very much interested you to get the job with maximum rate in minimum time, because that's our business model. And that's why you know that we are sometimes more interested than you for you to get a job. All right? Cool. So, by the way, if you don't get a job in tech, you don't owe us anything. Or if you get a job and you make less than $25 per hour, we don't want your money, because you came here to make 70 to 100K. And that's what we're going to teach you. That's what we're going to help you with. If you decide to make less, that's your problem. We highly recommend to follow our instructions, and you will definitely get 70 to 100K. So let me tell you about our teachers and instructors. We brought you the best of the best because our goal was to create the dream school to which we all wanted to get one day. And that's what we did here. We brought you the best of the best, and we decided to share with you all the tips, the tricks, all the knowledge that we gathered for the many years that we are working in this industry to help you get this job faster, easier, without wasting your time, without wasting your effort, without without just giving you a lot of unnecessary theory and just wasting your time. We decided to focus you on the things that you really need in order to learn the job, do the job, get the job, and keep the job. So we have Yuri Sokolov. He is a QA lead at Google in Mountain View, California. He has more than 7 years of experience in quality assurance. We have Natalia Atif. She is also a QA lead with more than 10 years of experience at companies like Intel, Apple, and other Silicon Valley companies. You have me, Max Lubachansky. I have more than 7 years of experience in quality assurance at Apple, at Intel, and other companies. You are more than welcome to add us on LinkedIn and see our experience. So you see, guys, Google, Intel, Apple, Facebook, the top companies, the best experts in QA are here for you. Patrick Siebenthal, he has more than 6 years of experience in QA. He worked at Facebook and Intel. We have Lana Levinson. She has more than 8 years of experience in manual and automated testing. She's a senior software development engineer in test. She's our automation guru, and also she helps our students to prepare better for the interviews, and she also teaches very interesting topics. Alex Hvastovich, he has more than 7 years of experience in QA. He is a QA manager at United Power, and he worked at many other Silicon Valley companies. Cool. Let's talk about the success stories, and we have a lot of those. Our graduates work for some of the world's most innovative companies, but not only. Actually, they work in many, more than 100 companies already, and most of them you probably never heard of. But we have a lot of people already working at Google in California, in Seattle, in New York. We have people working at Apple in the Bay Area. We have people working at Amazon in Seattle, in the Bay Area. We have people working at Slack in San Francisco. We have people working at Samsung in New Jersey, in Facebook, in Menlo Park, and in Seattle. Uber at Palo Alto. Salesforce, it was San Francisco. Intel in Santa Clara. Nike in Portland, Oregon. Verizon in New York. AT&T in Los Angeles. And that's just like the most top popular companies. We have much more. We just don't have enough place to put it here and to waste too much time on those. It could be any company that has a website or a mobile application. You can work there. I highly recommend you to learn more about our success stories on our website. If you go to Job Easy, to the Insights sections, you can go to the success stories and read more about the success stories, about our graduates, about how they got jobs, and what they were doing in order to get the job in minimum time with maximum rate. All right? Awesome. Please find time to watch it. I will share the link under today's lesson. By the way, today's lesson gonna be recorded, and of course, you all gonna get the video recording to your email, usually 3-4 hours after the class. So you can expect tomorrow morning, check your email and see the video recording of today's lesson number 1. In case that you do not see it, please double check your spam or promotions folders, all right? Because sometimes it gets there. If for some reason you still don't see that, just email support@jobeasy.co. I highly recommend you to watch the success stories. Let's talk about our map, all right? Because I'm sure that for many of you, it's very important to understand what's going on in your area. So different areas, they have different salaries. So for example, in Seattle, we have people making 70 to 100K. Portland, we have people making around 85K. Sacramento, we have around 75K. San Francisco, San Jose, which is called the Bay Area, the salaries are between 70 to 110K plus. Okay, that's a very interesting area, and you have a very high salaries here, even more than 100K. But I promise you that making, for example, 75K in Texas, it's much better than making 120K in the Bay Area, for example. Okay? Because the cost of living in the Bay Area is crazy. So the salaries in the Bay Area are 70 to 100 plus. In LA, we have people making between 70 to 90K. In San Diego, we have people making around 75K. Texas, 70 to 80K. Atlanta, Georgia, 70 to 80K. Florida, 70 to 80K. It was 70 to 75 until someone got 80K. So 70 to 80K. New York, New Jersey, 70 to 100K. Boston, we have people making around 80, 85K. Syracuse, it was 85K. I think, yeah, I think it was 85K. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it is 80K. I need to double check, but I believe it was 80K. Chicago, between 70 to 100K. Okay? So big cities like New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Seattle, San Jose, San Francisco, you can make 70 to 100K. Cool. Now, let's talk about what we actually do at work. And please don't be afraid. It's going to be so simple, so straightforward. It's going to be probably the easiest job possible in the IT world for sure. So let's give an example from, from a real life. I will take you right now to a website I was testing as a QA engineer. It was my, uh, let's say, first job almost. Okay, my story goes like this. I came to the United States in 2013. I won a green card in the lottery. And right after I took a course in QA, unfortunately, it was much longer than what you get. And it took me like 4 months to learn, a lot of theory that I never needed. And after that, I got an internship. It was around something like $12 per hour. I went to this internship and I wanted to learn something new. But I didn't learn anything new there. It was a very primitive job, very simple, and I was very surprised. I thought that maybe they're hiding something because they didn't teach me anything, and whatever I needed for work, I learned in like 2 hours. And so I was there for like 2, 3 months. And after 3 months, I decided to start the job search. I created my resume and I started the job search and I went to the interview and boom, I got 70K job. It was very simple questions, very simple answers, and I was very badly prepared, but I still got 70K job. And it was at Toyota San. So I was testing this website. Now, it was actually, you know what? It was $30 per hour, which is like 60K. But after a couple months, they raised it to 35 per hour, which is 70K. So I was working there for about a year. And at the end of the year, they offered me 80K to stay. But I got 90K. Actually, it was 80K plus 10% bonus and a full-time job in a much more interesting company. And that's why I started making around 90K in other company. It was the end of my first year in the United States. I was barely speaking English. So now I don't want you to repeat my mistakes or our mistakes with the other teachers. I want you to be prepared well from the beginning. I want you to know how much you're worth. I don't want you to spend time on low, salaries or on low, basically per hour rates. I want you to get 70 to 100K job from the beginning. and preferably more than 70, 80K, 90K, and I promise that yes, you can. So, for example, when we go to Toyota San, to this website, what we do at work, we basically make sure that everything works, looks, and feels good. Usually, we do it by comparison. So, we compare this to what's supposed to be. How we know what's supposed to be? We get some kind of requirements. For example, a design document which shows you how this page should look like. So we usually have another screen where we open the requirements, the design document, and we compare how the PDF shows that this page should look like and how it actually looks. So for example, where the title located, where the image located, what is the text over here. Usually we also have another document that contains all the text to make sure that it's correct. So for example, if we take this text from the document and then we use Command F and Command V, we can make sure that that's exactly the same text. If we're going to have one missing letter, for example, like this, you cannot find this text anymore, only if you search for the exact text, okay, by copy pasting. I hope you got it. So basically, you got this text. Today, Scion, IA, IM, and FRS have transformed and joined the Toyota family and the Yaris, Corolla, and 86, blah, blah, blah. So you take this text from the document, you come to the website, you do Command F, Command V to paste, and it highlights the exact text so you know that there are no grammar mistakes here. For example, another option is to see that those sizes, that those colors, and those fonts are according to the requirements. So in the design document, it tells you that the size should be certain, let's say 25. The color should be black. The, the, the font should be bold or something like that. You just right click your mouse on the area that you want to check and you click inspect element, okay? You click inspect, boom, it opens the Chrome Dev tool. Now you don't actually gonna use it a lot at work in most cases, but I'm just giving you introduction of how it looks and what it could reveal to you. So whenever we click this button on the left, it will allow us to choose different elements and to see what are those elements. For example, what is the color? In this case, it's 999, which is gray. It shows the font and the size, 16 pixel, okay? And you see the font name as well. So when we go here, we see that the color is black, which is 000. The font is 50 pixels, okay? And the name of the font. Very simple, and you just compare to what expected with what we actually have. Now, if it looks a little bit complicated, don't worry, it's not. And I think that it's probably the most complicated thing that I was doing in this company. Surprised? Yes. So, for example, I will give you example. In the design document that we are comparing with, it says that those models should be 2019, 2019, and 2019. But when we go to the website, we see 2020. So let's see an example how we deal with that. Whenever we see that something is not according to what is expected, we create a bug report. That's basically our job, to find issues and report them. Once we report them, it goes to the developer fixes the problem, sends the ticket back to you, and you need to verify that this issue was fixed on the newest version. If it was fixed, you close this ticket. If it was not, you reopen it, send back to the developer and tell him, well, I still can see the issue. So the issue is reproducible on this and this device, platform, browser, or build, okay? So let's see an example. When we go to the most popular bug tracking system in the world, by the way, each and every one of you that's going to join the course will get access to Jira, and he will be able to practice and use it. I promise you, you will learn it really quick. During the first hours, I'm sure that you're going to master it. So when we go to Jira right now, all you want to know is just this one button, create. You don't need much more right now. You just click the create button and boom, it opens an overlay which allows you to fill out those fields. This is the bug report that you're going to send to the developer. That's your job, to create bug reports and to report issues. So first thing first, you choose the project name. Let's assume it's called August 2020. Boom, you choose the project and boom, this is the project. The issue type, because we are testers, we mostly write only bug reports. So the issue type is bug report, and in this case, it's automatically by default already been chosen. Now, next goes the title. The title should be short and informative. It should show what and where is the problem to anyone who's going to look into this report. Okay, you don't want to do it too long, too complicated. You want to do it very much straightforward. For example, the homepage of Toyota Scion. Let's do it like this: Scion homepage. Boom. Scion home. The 2020 Corolla hatchback should be 2019. Okay, that's the title. Everyone understand what is the problem and where is the problem. The next is description. Description is basically steps to reproduce the issue with actual and expected behavior. For example, steps: 1. Go to the website of Toyota Scion. 2. Observe 2020 Corolla hatchback. Actual 2020 Corolla, expected 2019 Corolla. Complicated? I don't think so. Next, we choose the priority, how important this issue is. For example, if we have the wrong number of the model or of the year, because Toyota is one of the most, probably the most popular car in the United States, and it has like billions of sales, billions of dollars, it could affect many customers, and it could, potentially get trouble for the company. So from the business point of view, the priority is always the business of your company, how it affects your business. So in this case, it could actually affect the business because millions of people are going to this website, and this priority for us is highest. Why? Because we don't want to let down our dear precious customers. Cool. Label is something that is not mandatory, but let's say you work on different projects. One is Scion, other is Lexus, third one is Mazda, whatever. You want to organize everything. So if you work on Toyota Scion, you'll write Scion. Now you have a label Scion, and next time that somebody clicks this label, he will open all the tickets that have the same label. Environment. Environment basically shows where this issue is reproducible. So for example, if it's MacBook, you write MacBook Pro, High Sierra, Mac OS, the version and the Chrome version. If it's Windows, you write the name of your laptop or PC, the name of the model, the number of the model, which platform you use, like Windows, and which browser you used in order, whenever you found this problem. So you just choose whatever you found. Okay, awesome. Next goes the attachments. We usually attach screenshots, video recording, or log file if necessary, but we're going to talk about it deeply in our next lessons. So for example, if you want to create a screenshot because you don't want to waste the time of the developer, you want to make his life easier. That's your job, to make developers' life easier. So you just create a screenshot. If you use MacBook, you just use Command Shift 4 and you choose the area that you want to screenshot like this, boom. If you want to do the whole page, you just do Command Shift 3. If you have Windows, you just go to the Start menu and you choose the snipping tool, and it will help you to create the screenshot really quick. Don't worry, it will be very easy. You want to learn it? Not a problem. Go to Google, write how to create a screenshot on my Windows, iOS, Android, Mac. You will have the instructions. I promise you it's going to be super easy. So we just took a couple screenshots, and now what we want to do is we want to attach those screenshots to the basically to our we want to attach it to our bug report. So you choose the latest screenshots. You see it was created just recently, and you click open, boom, it loads the images to your Jira ticket, and now you just click the insert button to make sure that it's there. Nice. So it was uploaded and it's attached to the bug report. And last, final is the assignee who you want to address this issue. Usually you work with 1, 2, or 3 developers that you know what they are in charge of. So for example, this issue with UI, you're gonna send to someone named, for example, Alex, okay, or John, because John is taking care of the UI part, because John is a designer or a front-end engineer who is in charge of how things look. So you just click John or Max, boom, and you click the create button. So let's just finalize and repeat one more time. Project name, issue type, title, which should be short and informative and should show everyone what and where is the problem, description with steps to reproduce, actual and expected behavior. Actual behavior always comes first. Priority, which could be lowest, low, medium, or high, depends on how it affects the business. The label, if you want, if you don't need to. And environment, which is where was the problem reproducible. So for example, on MacBook or on this, or it could be or on a mobile phone or on Android or iOS, okay? But that's the idea. Then you attach the attachments. It could be screenshot, video, or log file. We're going to talk about log file in the future. And the assignee who should take care of it. So you assign it to him, you click create, and boom, it was created. And once we click it, here how it looks. Now it's in his basket. And once the developer gonna take it and fix it, he's gonna send it back to you by just clicking this and choosing the person that he wants to send it back to. Okay. So after you're gonna fix it, you're gonna send it back to you, leave a comment where it was fixed, so you can go there, check if it was fixed or not. If it was fixed, you close the ticket and leave a comment. Not reproducible on this and this device, platform, browser, or build. If it's still reproducible, you reopen the ticket, assign it back to the developer, and leave a comment, reproducible on this and this device, platform, build. Guys, that's our job. That's what we do. We don't do much more. We do some other things that we're going to teach you, of course, but that's mainly the purpose of us being there, to write bug reports. If you think that it was easy for you and you can make it, this job is definitely going to be very easy for you, and you can make it, I promise. All right, so that's how we write bug reports. Let me show you a couple more examples of different bugs. So let's go to a website. For example, this website. As you see, we have here, first of all, a security problem. Why? Because here, as you know, on websites that you can trust, you have a log sign, which tells you that it's secure. Now, this website is not secure. So first of all, you will write a bug report that the website is not secured. It's a big problem, okay? Because security is very important for us, and the security of our customers is very important to us, for us, because we should be the voice of the customer, okay? We need to advocate the customer and make sure that he gets best possible user experience. That's our job. So this is a problem. You want to write a bug report about the fact that the page is not secured. Let's see another problem. You see this model? Her face, it's cut off or truncated. So we usually have two kinds of issues. One is functional, whenever something is working or not working, like here. You see the Shop Now button? I click it, it doesn't work. This is a functional issue and we want to report it. The most important for us is finding functional issues when something doesn't work well. Remember that. So we click it, it doesn't take us anywhere, so it's a functional problem. We're going to write a bug report about it. Now, if something doesn't look good, like here, it's cut off, we're going to write a bug report. In this case, we can right-click the button, inspect the image, click this, you remember, go here, and boom, you see that this image looks bigger than it's supposed to be. Actually, it is supposed to be bigger than it appears, so it might be a problem. And if we click it and come here, this shows the HTML, and on the right, it shows the CSS, the style. You don't need to be expert on that, just for your understanding. Once you come here to the area that was highlighted, you see that the picture actually is not truncated. And if you move to the view of the dock on the right, boom, you will see that it actually looks different. It looks nice. So it might be a problem. It might be actually as expected. We don't know until we compare with the design document. Another issue could be, you see this guy is overlapping the N in the fashion, okay? It's a UI problem. So very popular problems, it's whenever something is truncated, like here, overlapped, like here, and you see, it's overlapping the N. Whenever image overlaps something else. Another issue that we can show you is when something is not consistent. For example, this girl, when you hover your mouse over it, it turns it to blue. Here, it turns it to blue, and the image stays as it was. But here, the image is different. So it's inconsistent behavior, and we want to report it. Another issue that we usually see in UI is whenever something is overlapping. For example, you see that this field is not aligned to this field. This field is not aligned to this field. This checkbox is not aligned to this box. It's supposed to be aligned, okay? You know what I'm saying, right? So let's see here. You see here it's aligned, but here it's misaligned. Another type of issues that we can find is whenever we go to a website and it gives us an error like 404, so you'll write a bug report about it. Awesome. That's pretty much what we do at work. So let's see. All right, let me tell you a little bit more about us. We have 4 weeks online program with one-on-one mentoring. The hours are Sunday to Thursday from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, Eastern time. In New York and on the East Coast, it's going to be 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. But you always can watch the video recording any time that works best for you, because after each lesson, you will get the video recording of the lesson and you can watch it whenever you want. Also, you pay us only after you've been hired. The first lesson is completely free. After that, there is $799 application fee, after which you don't pay anything. Once you get the job in IT, you pay us 15% of your salary before taxes for the first 18 months of your salaries. Of course, when you are hired. If you don't get a job in QA, you won't owe us anything. Another option, if you don't want to pay the $799 application fee and then you don't want to pay the 15% for up to 18 months, you can choose the best value option just to pay upfront of $2,999, and then you don't need to pay anything else. But you choose whatever works best for you. We also have a tech career bundle, which allows you to learn not only manual testing, but also automation and DevOps, which is going to be for $14.99 registration fee, and then 12% of your salary before taxes up to 18 months. In case that you want to choose the upfront option, you will have the $5,999 option as well, right? Please note that in case of the upfront, we will not refund the full amount if you don't get a job in QA, okay? So choose what works best for you. Awesome. Don't forget, income share contract and registration fee due by tomorrow at noon Pacific time. So please go to this link and you will be able to get the contract and the registration fee or to pay the upfront. Also, if you're going to have any questions, please email support@jobeasy.co. And I want you to know that you today can get a special $50 discount if you spend 1 minute of your time to leave your feedback for today's lesson. By the way, it's not the end of the lesson. We're going to have another hour right now. So don't think that that's the end. It's just the beginning. And of course, I will share with you the link for the your basically feedback, because your feedback is very important for us, and we always try to become better and better. So I will share the link with you, and I will want to show you our syllabus, because I know that many are want to understand what is the graphic and what is the time line for the lessons. So I'm going to share this link with you right now. This is our September syllabus. You will see that we will teach you all the tools that you need, all the terminology, all the theory that you need. We're going to talk about all the things that you need in order to become a software QA engineer, about software development lifecycle. We're going to practice Jira, test Trail. We're going to teach you how to use the Chrome Dev tools, Xcode, Android Studio, ADB, Unix commands, browser stack. We're going to talk about test cases. We're going to write test cases. We're going to execute test cases. We're going to write bug reports. We're going to do a lot of practice. We're going to have a lot of interactions with you during the lessons. And also we're going to have some homework. I don't think it's going to be a lot of homework, but it's going to be enough homework for you to practice more and be more prepared than most people. Don't worry, we're not gonna give you too many homeworks, so don't worry about it. We're gonna also teach you how to extract log files. We're gonna talk about SQL, API testing, and we're gonna discuss interview questions and much more. So we're gonna help you with the resume, with the LinkedIn, and we're gonna have also introduction to automation and many more things. I highly recommend you to read the syllabus. I will send it to you, but you can be 100% sure that you will have there everything you need in order to get the job as soon as possible with maximum rate and make 70 to 100K after this 1 month program. Usually it will take you 2 to 3, 4 months to get the job. Cool. So guys, the fun part starts here, and let me introduce you our teacher, Yuri Sokolov, the guy from Google, which gonna take over the class from here. Hi, Yuri. How are you?
Hi, Max. How's everyone doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you very well.
Amazing. Thank you. All right, welcome guys to our first lesson. And if you're here, congratulations. You made one step and you're one step closer to become a QA engineer. So let me tell you a bit about myself, and I will introduce our teachers for the course, and then we will proceed with the educational part. So my name is Yuri. I'm one of the co-authors of this Job Easy course. I've been with the company for over a year now. Totally, I have more than 7 years of experience as a QA engineer, working for various companies in Silicon Valley. I worked for startups. I'm working at Google right now as a QA engineer, and I have experience testing various technologies like hardware, software, web, mobile, everything. So my experience is basically what I added to this course, and I will be teaching mobile testing and mobile technologies and test cases and everything that you need to know in order to pass the interview. So to tell you a bit about myself, I don't have any technical background. You might think like, well, QA is a profession, career that requires some technical knowledge or a skill of coding or understanding of hardware, of how servers work. None of it. It's true. My background is an absolutely different field. I have a degree in design, and but after I came to this country, one of my friends introduced me to the career of a QA, and I was amazed how easy it was to basically understand the basics, and with those skills try and look for the job. So my first job in QA, I think it took me like a month or two to get. It was super easy, and I had just one or two interviews, 30 minutes each, and it was easy. So guys, you don't need to have a technical background to start a career in QA. In fact, we built this course specifically for folks who may not be an extremely sophisticated computer user. If you know how to use computer, if you know how to check your email, if you know how to navigate the web, if you use a smartphone, that's going to be enough for join the course and understand how software testing works. So our instructors, totally, we have maybe 35 years of working in QA, maybe more, maybe even 40 years, totally combined experience. And we went through the process of being hired ourselves. And we also either working in the positions or been working at the positions when we would hire QA engineers for our projects. So when we say we will help you to prepare for the interview, it's going to be a first-hand experience, because we will teach you what we would ask ourselves if we would hire someone to do the software quality assurance work. All right. And again, as a career growth, it's one of those professions, one of those careers that it doesn't require like years and years of work in order to grow, because when you start your career as a quality assurance engineer, it may take you 6 months, maybe a year, to possibly being promoted into some sort of a QA lead position, and then you will have many options where to go. You either can go into the test automation, which is also a part of the QA, or maybe you prefer being in the management, or you like to be a lead, so you can go into a direction of being in the management. Because, and again, it's so easy. One of my friends, he was working as a QA for 3 years, and his manager got laid off, and they made him a manager. So literally, it took him 3 years to become an actual QA manager from the start. So lots of stories we know, and it's not complicated. It's not a rocket science. All right, guys. So thank you again for joining the course. I hope I will see you all tomorrow. But meantime, let me introduce our next teacher. His name is Alex. Alex, are you with us? Al Alex, can you try again? All right. So while Alex is trying to test how his
This is
so-
a bug.
how his
Now
setup.
Alex is good. Now Alex is good. Let's give him a try.
All right. While Alex is still performing
How
instrument.
about now? Can you hear me
Wow, that's
now?
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Alex.
All right. So, a little bit about me. I am also a teacher with Job Easy. Now, I teach mostly SQL and some introduction basics um, on terminology, on different approach to testing. We'll be going through that with me. I started working as a QA engineer about 9 years ago, maybe more now. Started as an entry position intern. Also, no prior experience in testing. More than that, I don't even have a college degree. So when I was starting, I pretty much just took a boot camp like you're doing right now, and that's how I got my first job. Before that, I was working many different positions from construction to restaurant jobs, not really related to doing anything with a computer. I think my top of my knowledge back then was I probably could reinstall Windows myself, and that's it. Um, and my education was incomplete accounting degree and then incomplete psychology degree. So still don't have a diploma, but been in the industry for about 10 years now, from the very basics to a manager's position. And only now, actually, I decided to go and get a degree just for the sake of it in the computer science, just to have it, pretty much. But that's, I mean, that's been a while ago, and now I'm making a solid salary. And the start of it was just getting a boot camp, like you guys started. I know that some people have concerns right now that IT industry is not as easy to get into as it used to be. Everybody is asking for automation, but I don't think that's true. And as a manager, I see that you can't fill the positions that are for manual testers with automation engineers. There always will be manual testing. You can't hire someone and pay him uh, I know $200,000 a year and expect him to do the test plan, expect him to do the basic testing of the user experience, or to test hands-on devices, tapping on them. There's a lot of things that also in QA that require a lot of manual work, like connecting, disconnecting stuff. One of my job was actually testing Wi-Fi routers, the Wi-Fi chips that go in those routers. And believe it or not, the commercial router that I was provided by the internet cable company is actually the router that I was working on, and I'm not working at that company anymore. So that's pretty cool. But the point is, a lot of the QA work actually requires someone to do things manually, and you can't automate everything. So the scare that the automation going to take over everything has been in the industry forever. Even programmers are talking about it, that soon the computer is going to write code itself, but it's not happening, and I don't see it actually happening in the foreseeable future. Plus, with all the Corona stuff that's going around, right? We have a lot of QA positions working from home, and we have a lot of QA positions that were coming to the country are not available anymore. People are not getting the work visas, so more and more position is opening up. And I think as long as you live in the States, you can have an opportunity to be somewhere in Florida and find a job in New York and start working as a QA engineer immediately. So I think there are a lot of opportunities within this crisis, and in my opinion, it's making the market even hotter than it was. So I'll be happy to meet you at the class and teach you. So see you soon, Yuri.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. So let me introduce our next instructor. His name is Patrick. Patrick, are you here, my friend?
Hey.
Awesome.
My camera here readjust. How's it going, everybody? My name is Patrick Siebenthal, and like many other of my colleagues here, I didn't start off in QA with a degree for it. I started off with another avenue. So I've got about 7.5 years experience doing QA for other companies like Apple and Facebook and Intel here. And my big introduction to this was actually when I was working in security. I was driving around vans for Apple, and one of the tasks that we had to do were just to drive around people that were testing devices. And I saw these people, they were not necessarily programmers or developers, but they were working in IT, and I had a passion for it. My degree, which was not technologically related at all, it's in art actually, but I always had a passion for tinkering with computers. So I asked them, how do I get into this? And you just, you take a boot camp class, right? There is no long, arduous journey you have to take. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. So I look forward to seeing many of you guys tomorrow and for the next couple of classes. It's going to be great. I teach an introductory class to software development lifecycle and introduction to bugs and Jira and all the great techniques we're going to use to make you more efficient and more confident in what you do at your workplace. Yuri, I believe we can pass this off to Natalia.
Thank you, Patrick. That was an amazing. So while we, okay, there we go. Thank you, Patrick. And here's our next teacher, Natalia. Can you hear us? I think you're on mute.
Actually, I kept getting muted, I think, because of my host rights or something. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, yes. So please tell us about your path into QA, and you can then proceed with the class. Class is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Yuri. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Patrick, Max. I'm glad to see you guys. Welcome to our new class. I'm really delighted to see so many of you join us. So first of all, let me give you a quick introduction about myself, and we will proceed to the class because we actually have a class today. So my name is Natalia, and I'm a QA lead with the big data organization here in California. We have an office in California, which is currently closed, and we have a headquarters in New York. So I've been with them for 2 years. As of now, I've hired the team of QA engineers, and I'm leading them towards their path to success. Before that, I was working at same famous set as everyone else. We've been at Apple, we've been at Intel, and a couple more Silicon Valley companies. So how I started is definitely not something new to anyone to hear. I didn't have any computer science degree, and I didn't even know how to use the Mac computer. So I was hired by Apple, and after quite a few months of looking for a job, that turned out well. And after 10 years, almost 10 years in QA, now I'm a manager. So I enjoy it because it's a lot of flexibility, and it's something which is not difficult, and definitely something that gives you the sense of being important because you're a quality gate to the customer. In these classes, guys, I will be teaching you something that I would love to be taught myself when I was at your position, because everything that I will explain, it's pretty much something that we gained with the experience and not something we got from the books. So we are going to talk about the technical documentation. We are going to write the technical documentation. We are going to learn how to fill out the bug reports, how to read them, how to define the bug priorities. And we are going to talk about this part and also about the interviews, about the resumes, about how to present yourself in the job market. So a lot of things to cover. So it's definitely going to be an interesting path for all of us. And I'm just going to be there for you. If you need me, just ping me. I have always open chat, and I'll be happy to go through your questions, which I always do. So today, I would love to give you an intro about what you're actually going to learn in this class. What is the quality assurance? What is the software quality assurance in particular? Because we have a bunch of other quality assurances which are not software related. And I want you to understand what we are going to learn, what are the main path that we're going to cover. And again, as guys mentioned earlier, you definitely have a chance to learn the manual and then go to automation path, or you can proceed and being a manager and QA director later. So there is a good career path which you can choose, and which is good. It's not just only one. It depending on what you like to do, you will be choosing either to be a manager or to be an automation engineer. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to start presenting my slides. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to share my screen now. So now you should be seeing my slide. Let me just go to the presentation mode. Okay. So first of all, I'm sure that all of you checked Google before joining this class. What we are going to learn, what is the quality assurance? And today I'm going to explain you what it is, because I'm sure that once you learn, you probably got confused by terminology, so many different names for this job, but don't be confused. We are going to clear this concept and you will understand what you're going to be learning. So basically, the software quality assurance that this class is all about is the process of monitoring software engineering procedures and methods to ensure quality. What it means is that it's not only the testing which you perform, though the testing is a part of it, but it's not the only thing that we do. However, we have the processes that we follow to ensure that pretty much we end up with the acceptable level of quality. There is never going to be the bug-free software. It's a miracle and it's not happening. However, there will be a software which is acceptable level and it's usable, comfortably usable by a customer. So that's what we are looking for. And software quality assurance pretty much ensures that we can get to this level. How we're going to get to this level is because we are going to monitor and perform and follow the procedures which will lead us to this result. And that's what we're going to teach you guys in this class, and that's what you're going to learn. So pretty much we are, as the software QA engineers, we are participating in the whole software development process. We are not only testing, as I said, we participate in the requirements part, and we are going to be talking about this more during this course, you will understand. So we are going to, we are participating in the requirements definition. We are participating in the design, design part. We are sometimes participating in the coding, which is the code reviews. We can take some part, though it's not always happening, but we can. We can go to the meetings related to the software configuration management, testing, testing itself, of course, testing is important, release management and product integration. So pretty much we are everywhere. So QA is not only the person who tests, this is the person who pretty much knows the software so well that he will be the first customer to use it and give the feedback to anyone who will ask him about this feedback. So we have to present the current state and we have to let everyone know if the software is ready or not. So we are the gatekeepers, okay? And for us to be able to be those gatekeepers efficiently, we cannot just test, but we have to know every stage of this software, how it's being born, how it's being developed, how it's being designed, what it should do. And that way we have the good understanding and we know how to test it well. And again, it's not possible to have the software without bugs. So don't try to get to this point because you will not. However, we put all the effectiveness of our processes to minimize the number of bugs and to bring them to the acceptable level. So that's what the quality assurance is. And I hope this explains you the definition. So let's keep moving and look at the testing in particular. So testing in particular, it's the process which identifies the correctness and completeness and quality of software. It means that we are testing hands-on on the keyboard, we are testing and we are finding out, okay, if it works as expected, is it ready, is it complete in terms of its development, how good is the quality as of now, should it be improved, or we are actually getting somewhere to the acceptable level. We perform an investigation, and after this investigation we have some reports to give to the stakeholders. Pretty much who are the stakeholders? It's all the people who are participating in this process. So it's designers, managers, developers, whoever it was, like product owners, anyone who is involved. They are looking for our feedback to tell them, okay, what do you think? Is it ready? Is it ready to go to the customer, or is it not? So pretty much it's an investigation that we do, and we give everyone the important information about the quality of a piece of software or service under test. That's the definition for the testing. And software testing is providing an objective and independent view of the software, which allows the business to appreciate and understand the risks of implementing the new or changed software. So pretty much we are giving the feedback based on our research, based on our testing, based on our experience. And based on this feedback, we either will have to change the product or improve it, or if it's good enough and we think that it's passing the acceptable level, then we give it a go. So that's what testing itself. Now, the difference between QA and testing is really important because many times people confuse it, and I want you guys to be clear on that. So what is QA? What is testing? QA is software quality assurance, and this is preventative thing. So it analyzes the whole process of software development, starting with the requirements. We trying to prevent bugs from happening because we follow the procedures included in the software quality assurance whole process, the whole thing. Under the software quality assurance hood, we include a lot of things. And testing is one of those things, but not the only one. Testing is mainly involves testing and verifying the software to detect the differences between the actual and required behavior. So pretty much we're comparing during testing phase whether the software is implemented according to the requirements or it's not. And if it's not, then we will file a bug. That's the difference. So you need to understand that software quality assurance is large hood, and under this hood we have a lot of processes that we are following, and testing is one of the processes where we actually comparing the expectation to the actual results, and if they are different, then there is a bug. That's what we are doing. Now in this class we are teaching manual testing. Why is that so important? Because it's absolute must, it's a fundamental for anyone who goes to the testing career to know the manual testing. It's like you cannot write a book if you don't know how to write, right? So you have to know the basics, and this is the class about the fundamentals. Pretty much in this class, we are going to teach you the process of finding the defects or bugs, which we call them, in the application. In this manual testing course, we are going to mostly act as a customer, as an end user, and we will be verifying that the features of the application under test is actually working right. Okay, so that's what we are doing in this manual testing course. We are acting as a user, as a customer who will find the issues, and we need to find them first. The differences that we will find during this investigation, during testing, it's actually treated as a defect. So it's a bug. And we will teach you guys how to write it down, how to use the software for bug reporting, and how to write those bugs correctly, because there is a process as well. Once these bugs report are created, they are going to the developers, and developers have to fix them. And then we receive it back and we have to retest it again. We have to perform exactly same steps that we have done to find these bugs. Now we have to reproduce this bug and make sure that it's fixed. So that's what we are going to also do. And the goal of the software testing is to ensure that application has no major defects and as a few major bugs as possible. Few minor, I'm sorry. The software should be working to a sufficiently high standard to, so that it's acceptable to the customers. We'll have to make sure that our threshold of acceptable level is met. And if it's not met, then the software is never going to the customer. We just cannot release it. So in this course, you will know what is the standard of the quality, standard of quality of the assurance. And you will have to figure out how do we actually measure how big is the bug, how big is the impact, how fast it has to be fixed. So this course is about that. And now, since a lot of questions about the automation, I want to put some attention at when do we absolutely need manual testing, when we actually use manual testing. So first of all, we use it when there is a need for human judgment. It's absolutely impossible to teach the machine to think as a human. So we have to be present as a human and use the human brain sometimes when we need to test something. The good example would be some captchas. You know, when you have to pass some captcha and it's looking so weird that only human brain can understand what it is, but the machine cannot pass this captcha. And that's why they put so many of these weird captchas to be able to make sure that the robots are not creating those accounts. Next one, when we need the manual testing. When human intervention needs to be ongoing, we have to communicate with the software. We have to perform the things which computer cannot, because computer has to be told what to do. Sometimes the human intervention is really important to catch something that is unexpected by the system, and it only can be done by hand. And also when we do it is when the automated testing is too expensive or time consuming. Well, think of some promotion. Let's say you have a Thanksgiving coming and you want to have a banner on your website, like sale 50% for the Thanksgiving. Once you put this banner on, this banner will be hanging maybe for 2-3 weeks, right? It's not cost effective to put automation on this banner because it will disappear faster than you write the code for it, right? So in this case, we also do not use automation. Those things are coming and they're going, but they need to be tested either way, of course, because they're crucial for the business, they provide the value, so it has to be tested. However, it doesn't need to be tested by automation because it will be too expensive to implement and too time consuming and just not relevant in this particular case. So we are going through the whole software development lifecycle in manual testing because we are going through requirements. We read the requirements, we understand how it works. We create a test plan. Usually test plan would be created by the QA lead or manager. We're going to talk about test plan. I'll show you guys the real test plan and we're going to read it and understand what it says. We are creating the test cases, which we also teach you in this course. We work with the technical documentation to create those test cases and make sure that they are done according to that test plan. I mean, test plan and requirements also. We will execute those test cases. You will learn how to actually compare the expectations versus actual results. We will learn defect logging. Defect logging is pretty much writing good Jira tickets, understandable, clean, clear, easy to reproduce. And actually, we will make sure that they are fixed because we will work through defect fix re-verification. Means you'll have to retest everything that you filed and make sure that now it's being fixed. Now, manual testing versus automation. They're not competing. Sorry, that's my son phone. It's scary. So why we are never competing manual versus automation is because they're working together. They have the benefits to benefit each other and not separately. In each team, you will have manual testers and automation testers because they work together. And how, now I will explain you how. So in manual testing, we have some pros and cons, and same with automation. That's why when they are merged, they complement each other. Pros of manual testing is that anyone can run the test. As you saw, none of us is computer science graduate. So we are able to learn. So everyone can learn it. It's the easiest way to ensure quality because of the same reason anyone can test. You just sit and test and you see that there is something which you would like to give feedback on, but there is something which works as expected. Also, it's great for people who do not have formal testing experience. What it means is that you don't have to have a lot of experience to be able to test by hand. You just follow the directions which are written in the test cases. And it's primarily focused on the customer workflow. So pretty much we're acting as a customer and we are performing same scenarios as the customer would do. However, it has cons. And what are the cons of manual testing? They're pretty obvious. It may not identify all the test cases because we will not have time. Also, it might not identify all the facts. For the same reason, guys, it will be just impossible to identify all the bugs because we will not have time by hand. And it also ends up with the lower quality because of the residual bugs. So that's what are the cons for the manual testing. Automation. Automation is amazing and it's really helpful to us when we use it. It's faster test cycles, absolutely true. You would run it much faster. It identifies more defects more quickly. For the same reason, guys, it's running the test quicker, so you will know that there's something is not working much faster than even than if you will do it by hand. It saves money when test cases need to be run 3+ times. So if you have to repeatedly run same test suite, it's absolute must to use automation because you would have to keep doing same stuff over and over again, and doing it by hand, you will just be very bored. So we need to have automation for that. It's an excellent way to meet the testing needs of Agile. We will talk about Agile, guys. We will explain you what Agile means, and we will explain you what QA does in the Agile world. But now what you need to understand is that automation is an excellent way to test faster and deliver the product, the quality product faster. Also, it's easy to focus on possible workflow. You can just pick what you want to test and start a button and computer will start testing. And it ends up with higher quality product overall because of all of those pros. However, let's talk about cons. The cons are also present and they're significant. So first con is that test scripts are typically written by an automation testing scripter. You have to have the skills to write the code, right? It's not everyone can do that, and you have to find the person who can do that. It requires manual test cases to be written first, and then they will be automated. That's what I was saying. You cannot start automation without manual testing because manual testers will write the tests. And then he will be giving those tests to the automation person, and automation person will put it into the code language. However, the automation person is not going to write the manual tests. He will just take the ready ones, and the ready ones come from the manual tester. It requires automation testing platform, which of course it's not easy to set up. It's not free, not always it's free. So it needs special knowledge and special person. And again, it's not cost effective if used for less than 3 test cycles. If you need to run something for the promotion, then you are not going to apply automation, but you still need to test it. So that's when you have to do it manually. We are going to talk about the manual testing in this course. However, once you're done with that, you're welcome to learn automation if you would love to, and if you feel like that's something that you want to proceed on. Okay, now the types of testing that exist as of now, there are 3. So it's black box, white box, and gray box. You probably seen in your, if you Google that, you probably seen those terms in the job posts. So what are those? The black box testing. It's when the tester examines the functionality of an application without having access to source code. In a simple words, in black box, we have no idea what's going on with the code. We only see what we see. So we see the website, we see the mobile app, and we can test it as a customer. If there is something doesn't work, we have no idea what's not working. We know it's not working, we will file a bug. Because we don't have access to source code and we are not able to really know what's wrong with the code. We only know what's wrong in the front end, something that we can see. That's a black box testing. In white box testing, guys, we are actually designing additional tests based on analysis of the source code. So source code will be available and we have to review the code and see what's wrong with that. Of course, for this type of testing, you will need to know the code, some code knowledge, coding. And gray box testing is actually a combination of white box and black box testing. It means that we are going to search for defects due to incorrect software architecture or improper use of the application. We will be able to have some access to some tools which allow us to sneak peek to the code. However, we are not only testing the code, we testing the mix of it. So nowadays there is so many tools which can help you to actually check out the code and understand it quicker. You know, you will see something which makes sense for anyone who just opened it up. So those are the three types of testing that we are having as of now in the QA world, and they definitely are different. So you just need to know what are those. Okay. And in the market perspective, what we are going to learn about, in this class is that we are going to make sure that you meet the criteria for the hiring manager who is looking for the candidate, because pretty much all of us are hiring managers. We know what we're going to ask, as Yuri said. So we will make sure that we understand the job market and we will help you figure out how much you have to get paid, because there is a market rate in every state. Plus, we're going to make sure that we fit your experience expectation, the basic knowledge of tools, because it's absolutely needed for you to proceed with the career. We'll make sure that you have the knowledge of platform and devices and their differences. Also, the verbal skills and nice resume are also absolute must. We will have to concentrate on this part as well and make sure that you have beautiful resume, good LinkedIn, and good verbal skills. You know how to go for interview. And pretty much we will teach you how to negotiate your pay rate, which is our goal is 80K and more. However, it's, you know, it could be much higher than that. And it's definitely up to proper training. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the class. I hope that everything was clear today. I'll definitely see you during this course, and I'm happy to be with you guys. So definitely ask questions, make sure you understand everything, and we will be there for you. I wish you a good evening, and I'll pass this lesson to Max or Yuri. Where are you guys?
Awesome. Thank you very much. I hope you guys can hear me well. Can you?
We hear you.
Awesome. So, guys, I opened the chat. So if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. I will start answering the questions that I already can see. So let me go over those questions. Just please, guys, don't try not to write 10 lines of questions, okay? Because I see some of you are doing a very long text. Please. Okay, let me see. Let me see your questions. So, is internship provided by you, Job Easy, or we as students have to search for the internship? Guys, of course that it's gonna be internship in a real company, and we're gonna help you to get this internship after graduating the 1-month program, okay? So just focus on finishing the program, of this 1 month, and then we will help you to get the internship. We have a lot of companies that are working with us and basically provide internships for our graduates. It's going to be unpaid. It's going to be as long as you need it. For example, you can be there 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours per day. But I think if you're going to be there 2 to 3 hours, that's going to be more than enough. You can choose the best time that works for you. And you will just, get your assignments and tasks, and you will be instructed what to do. The first week, you're going to be testing web application. The second week is going to be mobile application. You're going to be creating and executing test cases. You're going to be writing bug reports, and you're going to be doing all you need in order to tell about your project and to be confident at work. What is the internship, and would I be entering at the company? I'm not sure what it means, but it's going to be internship. It's going to be remote. You're going to be doing it from anywhere you're located, because it's going to be remote job. You're going to be using Slack, you're going to be using Jira, and you're going to be learning all you need and doing all you need to do the actual job. Cool. If I missed for some reason your question, please write those questions right now. Thank you. Let's see. Do you need certificates? No, you don't. You don't need any certificates in QA in the United States. If you live in Belarus, or if you live in London, or maybe India, you might need it. But if you live in the United States, you don't need it. So you don't need any certificates. What you really need is you need to know how to answer interview questions. You need to know how much you're worth, and you need some kind of experience, and you're going to get it after this course. Cool. Let's see. Those of you that just joined and didn't and missed the class, guys, you will receive the video recordings of today's lesson in your email. So just double check your email in the morning. You will see the video recording of today's lesson. Cool. Now, those that just join us, I want also to share with you our links for the basically for the discount of the $50 for your feedback of today's lesson, and also the success stories, the syllabus, and the email of Job Easy, plus the link to the registration and the contract. I just shared it with you right now, and I'm sure that you gonna just copy paste it or open it. I recommend just to copy paste it in your text document or something. Okay, awesome. Just sent it to you one more time. All right, so let's see the questions. Of the map you showed with salary ranges, are those cities you mostly work with to help people get jobs? So would you help prepare for getting hired with jobs in cities that were not presented on the map? So guys, long story short, that's the map where our graduates got jobs. Does it mean that you don't have jobs in other areas? No, you have a lot of jobs in other areas, like North Carolina, Raleigh and Charlotte, a lot of jobs. Like Denver, Colorado, a lot of jobs. We just didn't have students there that were following instructions and being motivated. I'm sure that you're gonna be the motivated ones that gonna put Job Easy on the map there as well. Okay, guys? So it's not only in those areas. This is probably the most popular areas, but you have many other places where you have jobs, and we just didn't have, graduates that were following instructions in those areas. For example, we just recently, just maybe this course, we had people from Denver, Colorado first time, or North Carolina. Okay, so I'm sure that those cities gonna join the list very, very soon. All right. Will we have access to login portal? I'm not sure what it means. I'm sorry, but you will definitely have a personal password to join the lessons once you register and sign. So, what is the most difficult part of software QA in your opinion? It's not difficult at all. The most difficult is probably to create visibility that you do something, because in most cases you will finish all your tasks in like 2 hours and you will be paid for 8 hours. So you need to, create visibility that you do something at the rest of the day. That's probably the most difficult. It's not difficult, you will learn it really quick. Okay, awesome. By the way, I'm just telling you my experience at the 7 different companies that I worked for, and the experience of at least like more than 100 people that I was talking to that graduate and got jobs after this course. And 90% of them are telling me that they finished tasks in really like in a couple hours. Okay, cool. How long we can continue the internship? I told you before that you don't need to do it more than 2 hours. There is no need for that. Cool. Um, if you want to do it for 3 weeks, I'm sorry, for more than 2 weeks, you want to do 3 weeks or 4 weeks? I'm sure we can arrange that, but why? Okay. So, are the dates for the internships are already set and known, or it's individual for every graduate? So, guys, whenever you're gonna be ready for the internship gonna wait for you. Great. Will we have access to the slides? Yes, you're gonna receive together with the video recording also a link to the slide. Okay, so don't worry, you will get it. Great, great, great. Let's see. So any questions about the contract, just email support@jobeasy.co, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, just email support@jobeasy.co. I will show you one more time our presentation with the prices. So the registration is only $799. After each, you can join lesson 2 and forward, and you don't pay anything else, just this, until you get hired into IT and you get a job. Once you get a job in IT, you will pay us every month at the end of the month 15% out of your salary before taxes up to 18 months. Okay? Or you can pay the $2,999 upfront, and then you don't need to pay this. So this is the 2 most popular options. You choose what works best for you. Or if you want to build, advanced career and you don't want to make 100K, you want to make much, much more, then you can choose the $14.99 registration fee and then 12% for up to 18 months, or the almost 6K upfront if you want to take the bundle. But you definitely don't need to do that. Okay, so write your questions. I will be right with you. All right, so let's see what we got. This is regarding the price. Let's read your questions. Okay. Regarding the bundle, that's the information about the bundle. If you want more information, please email support@jobeasy.co and they will give you all the details. All right? Awesome. Let's see. Can I put internship experience in my resume? So regarding your resume, your LinkedIn, what you put in your resume, what is the experience that you put? What is the name of the company? We will talk about it after you graduate the program. And once you graduate the program, we will make sure that you're not only know what you're talking about, you also sound good. You have, and then we will help you to create the resume and LinkedIn, and we'll talk about those details. Of course, you will have the experience from your internship in your resume, and you will get 70 to 100K with this experience. I can promise you that. Cool. Great. Yes, we're going to help preparing resume. Yes, 15% before taxes. We need US citizenship or green card, or asylum can apply. Asylum can apply. Please watch the graduate, the success stories that I shared with you. Please watch it. Why? Because you will see that many of those success stories are of people with EAD, asylum, like probably you. So you want to watch those graduate meetings, graduate success stories. Cool. Would you go over Kanban? Yes, we're gonna cover it in the interview questions answers. I don't think that you need it at work at all. And lean development, no, you will not need it at all. All right, cool. What if I cannot accept a job offer because of location and personal constraints? That's your life. You don't have to do that, okay? We just try to help you to get a good job. If you don't want to get it, it's your choice. By the way, right now everyone is working remotely, so I don't see really a problem with location. Market is going to slow down in November. Any thoughts? If we already have experience in tech, will you consider that? I'm not sure how the second sentence related to the first. I'm not sure, but about November, it slowed down. Who cares? Because you just need one job. You saw we have thousands of jobs across US. It doesn't matter what month it is. As long as you follow our instructions, you're prepared well, you know how to answer interview questions, you know how to do your resume, your LinkedIn, and you sound good, you'll get a job in the worst time of the year. We have graduates getting jobs 80, 90, 100K and more during COVID in the middle of the crisis. So it doesn't matter as long as you're confident and you follow instructions. Is the job hard? I don't have that much computer experience. So dear Jerry, I hope that you will watch the recording of the lesson, because we showed you how simple this job it is, and you definitely don't need any computer science experience, okay? Me, I was like a security guard many years ago. Alex, I think many years ago, was working on a gas station. Yuri was a he was a painting teacher. Okay, so we don't have background in computer science. We are not having technical background. Lana, she was accountant. Okay, so guys, you don't need any technical background. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Anyone can do it, I promise you. Let's see. Is it possible to work for same company if you change a state or even a country? So country, probably not. State, yes. Yes, I will help you to prepare for the resume. We're going to help you guys. We have a big team of more than 10 people that are going to help you with mentorship. They're going to talk to you every couple of weeks after graduation and make sure that you're on the right path and you sound and look good and you are doing the right steps. Cool. All right. How about Minnesota? I have no idea. You should check dice.com and glassdoor.com to see for jobs for software QA engineer. Yes, the internship gonna be with a real project. Can we follow up with teachers after the class? So we gonna have you're gonna have basically the emails of the teachers. You're gonna have homework, and if you're gonna have a question, we would love to answer your question. But it's gonna be so simple that if you just open your eyes and ears, you will understand everything. I promise you. Okay, so do your best to understand it, because if you will not understand it, I don't know what to tell you, because it's going to be so simple. Okay, but we're definitely going to answer and help you. At the end of the course, we're going to have graduate meetings where we're going to answer all of your questions. I recommend you to hold with the questions, and also you can ask the questions during the lessons. At the end of the lesson, we always leave time for questions and we answer them. Okay, so in case if you after that also have questions, you can bring them up during the graduate meetings where we answer your questions. Okay, cool. All right. All right. I hope I answered how much you need to pay for the course. All right. During the class, can we talk on the phone? Um, because we don't want to distract others. We don't want to take their time. We just want to give you what you really need. That's why the answer is going to be in the chat, because we had funny situations. So we don't want to have them again. We want you to focus on the lesson, and we don't want you to focus on the chat, and we don't want you to focus on listening to maybe not relevant questions. But definitely we're going to have chat open for your questions. Okay. When do we get assigned a mentor to work with? After graduation. So if you're going to have questions after you graduate the course, you can ask them or bring them during the graduate meetings. Also, at the end of every lesson, you can ask your questions and get answers. Okay? Cool, cool, cool. So QA salary is between 70 to 100K. What salary of QA lead? Depends. It could be 100, it could be 120, 150, 200. Happens. Different salaries. Usually it's going to be 100 to 130. Any questions about payments, you email support@jobeasy.co. Will you provide certificate? No way. You don't need it. Of course, you will have references. Any questions about the bundle, just email support@jobeasy.co. And yes, 18 months, as it says. So I hope that I answered about the internship. If you missed it, please watch the video again. Internship is basically a real company which you are going to join in Slack. You're going to get assignments. You're going to write bug reports, execute test cases, write test cases, use Jira. In some cases, you're going to use Excel, test trail, test web application, mobile application, everything you need in order to get experience, in order to answer the tell me about your project question, and to be able to tell what you do at work. Cool. That's funny. For some reason, I see same questions over and over again. That's strange. I think it's a bug. Any questions about automation course, please email support@jobeasy.co. I like to do remote job living in New York. Yes, you can. Can we ask questions in next class or previous class? Why? Why wouldn't you? Why would not? Why wouldn't you ask a question on the same lesson? I think that you can do that, but I recommend to ask the questions during the lesson or during the graduate meetings. But if it's very important and you feel that it's like doesn't allow you to sleep at nights, you can bring it up and ask it. Will you help in downloading all software needed? Do you offer English class? No, we don't offer English class. And we don't gonna help you with downloading, because if you will not be able to download something, maybe this job is not for you. You need to know how to click buttons and download something, but you don't need to download pretty much anything. The Slack you're gonna use in web, so you don't need to install anything. You don't need to download anything. You just need to listen carefully, watch, and you're gonna be all right. Okay. And of course, you need to know how to download something if you're ever gonna need it at work. It's not complicated, I promise you. And if you don't know, just go to YouTube and ask the question, how do I download or install something? And it will answer you. What if we miss the class or cannot attend it? Would you give access to recording? Yes, of course. That's what I said. You will get recording of the lessons. Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. Cool. Let's see. Once we register, when will we have access to back office assignments? You will get the homeworks, don't worry, in your email. Can I join internship earlier during the course? Yes, because our goal is to help you. So if you want to join it after a couple of weeks, you can do that. And at the same time, do the lessons and do the internship at the same time. Can you tell me which laptop to buy? You don't need to buy anything. If you have a laptop or a computer right now, you don't need anything else. As long as you have a screen and you can hear us and you can watch us, I don't think you need to buy anything. If you want to have a laptop, I would recommend just to buy a laptop, okay? Probably around $350. I would not recommend to buy MacBook Pro like I did, okay? I don't like my MacBook. All right. Oh, cool. So, great. I have a long career break. Can I start entry-level job in QA? Yes, of course. Cool. Florida, time to sleep. Have a good night. What about Chromebook? Whatever you want, as long as you can see the picture and listen to us, it's gonna be good enough. Is in the syllabus, it's shown a few days in October dedicated just to homework. Could you explain that? So it's gonna be basically going through the homework that you did and answering what was wrong, what was right, how you need to solve it, what was done perfect, what was done not perfect, how you can make it better, and stuff like that. So basically, we're gonna go together with the teachers and exploring your assignments that you basically sent and telling you how things should be in the perfect world. Okay? Awesome. Guys, thank you very, very much for being with us. If you have any more questions, I would love to answer them. I know it's late on the East Coast. I don't want to hold you too late. Let's see. Who is going to run payroll? Guys, any questions? Email support@jobeasy.co. How many questions you have in your questions answers list? It's a secret, but you will have all of the most popular relevant questions that you need in order to pass the interview. It's going to be more than 40 pages, but it's going to be just exactly what you need. Cool. Um, yes, you will get access to Jira software, each and every one of you. And also, we're going to give you access at certain point to TestRail, and you will have all the tools that you need to practice before doing the job. Awesome. Guys, thank you very, very much. Please don't forget to leave your feedback. We would really, really appreciate it. And of course, if you want to get the $50 discount, you should take this, you should use this link for the survey. Do you see it now? I will just send it one more time, just in case. Please spend 1 minute to submit your survey. And also, please open the link for the success stories, the link for the syllabus, and the link for the contract plus registrations. If you're gonna have any question, please email support@jobeasy.co. We would love to answer your questions. And of course, we are always here for you. So guys, thank you very much. I think I answered all of your questions. If you're gonna have more questions, I would love to answer them tomorrow. Same time, same link. Just this time, you will need to register in order to join us. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.